Before I begin this video, I'm gonna let you know that this is a spoiler-filled video of the movie Obsession. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back, click on my face, and we can talk about it together. I just came back from watching Obsession, and I'm pretty sure you just did as well, and this is why you're here. Yo, what a trip of a movie. And I'm just gonna break down some things that I can really just say from the top of my head because there's so much symbolism and I need a moment. You know how? Do you want to know how crazy this movie is putting me right now? That I'm drinking magnesium right now to go to sleep because my brain is just processing what I just watched. All right, cool. Obsession, directed by Curry Barker. Great actors: Michael Johnston as Bear, Indy Navarrete as Nikki. Now, the first thing I really want to talk about is how Bear is the real antagonist in this movie. Don't get me wrong, Nikki did some crazy horrific things. The way she killed Sarah, iconically, beautifully done. Freaking Curry Barker gave us one of the best death scenes in a very long time. But I do feel that if it wasn't for Bear's, I guess, obsession, lack of a better word, for Nikki, he would have never made this wish. And he got the wish and he didn't even know how to handle it. Again, the way that Nikki was acting was so weird. And I think that Nikki's craziness progressed because of her learning all the things he was obsessed with. Being the cat, being the friends. She just really wanted him to love her. And she was being crazily, unhealthily, it's not even a word, unhealthily obsessed. So I do feel that he is the villain. He made this happen. This is his fault because he was being selfish, number one, and he wanted her to love her. So he literally kidnapped her will to decide and just made this happen. And again, Leo, it's just a wish. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. I do see how the wishing willow is a shortcut of him getting what he wants. Like he could have expressed his affection. She gave him the room to do it and he didn't do it. I'm sorry. Maybe he was shy, but it's kind of like a little coward, bro. Like, tell her how you feel. She gave you the room. So I think this was a shortcut for him to avoid rejection, to avoid failure, to avoid many things, avoid emotions. So he used magic. He used a spell. He used the wishing willow to get what he wanted without working for it. Crazy. Nikki's love for him, per se, is distorted. 100%. There is this symbolism of a fake love. You know, there's no freedom in this love. It's literally one way. And she even said it, why don't you love me the way I love you? When somebody is 100% in, and she was not just in, she was crazy. She was crazy. She transformed into this, I won't say creature because it's not, I don't think it's a demonic movie or a spiritual or like a demon movie possession, but it's more of a crazy, jealous girlfriend becoming that actually. I will say there are moments in the movie where Bear really denies the fact that she's not okay. The scene where after the bedroom scene, if you know what I'm talking about, where Nikki's going crazy in the room and moving a certain way, I'll get to that later. The next morning, he says like, hey, no more acting weird. Don't do this again. And he's kind of like saying like, hey, can we like work this out? Can we fix this? She says like, yeah, I won't do that again or whatever. And he turns around and the door is covered in tape. Like, in a way, it kind of symbolizes as well how Nikki isn't trapped inside of her. The real Nikki is trapped inside of this obsessed Nikki. And he tries to open it and she's like, oh, I guess you have to stay home from work. He's like, no, I'm going to work, blah, blah, blah. He leaves. She goes and stands at the door like an animal waiting for her, like a pet waiting for the owner. And this is where I'm going to jump into this other symbolism in a bit, very fast, to the point that she soils herself. And in a way, I'm like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. Another example of him wanting to make this work is when he calls the number in the back of the wishing willow and he says like, hey, can I alter it instead of canceling it? Eventually he says to cancel, but he was really trying to make this work, bro. Like, you can't, if it starts wrong, it ends wrong. So it was already not well, to say the least. It was not well. And I think one of the biggest arguments I have, and I even made a short about it before I even started recording this, is the fact that Nikki found out how obsessed Bear was with his cat, that Nikki started to act like a cat. Hence why she waited for him when he left, and she waited so faithfully that she soiled herself. And there was all these sounds, and when he entered and saw her, she was covered in, I don't know if it was puke or what, and there was the squishing sound between her toes that she might have gone to the bathroom and didn't clean up. So I can imagine the smell, I can imagine the texture when he hugged her and all that stuff. It was so crazy. Also, in the bedroom scene where when Bear is sleeping and he wakes up and he's like, where is she? Blah, blah, blah. Nikki, where are you? And she's like, oh, go to sleep. I like watching you sleep. I've been a cat daddy all my life, and cats stare at you when you're sleeping. They sleep on you. They're just walking around waiting for you to go to sleep just to stare at you. And even her motions and the way she was moving, that's very cat-esque, very cat-like. The way she pounced on Sarah was like how a cat pounces on birds or when they're hunting and just goes dash, 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 dash. That face became, oh my gosh, crazy. I will say that bedroom scene is probably one of the most horrifying scenes ever. The way her face got distorted and warped was amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure we've all had a toxic relationship once before. This movie makes our toxic relationship look like a healthy relationship, because that was crazy. I have so many things I really want to talk about this movie, because it's just you know, the more I think about it and just marinate in it, I wrote some notes. I just really, it really leaves you a little messed up. Like, it's just like, wow, like that's a sad movie. And I think one of the scariest scenes is literally what happens in the last act, where Bear comes back home after trying to hide the body with Nikki and Sarah's body with Nikki, and he goes and he gets other wishing willows because he wants to reverse the wish and all this stuff. As he enters the room, you see Sarah's destroyed face body just there without any clothes, and then Nikki appears with all this dark hair and outfit and fake tattoos for him to love her because he was spending time with Sarah. In that moment, I was like, wow, like this is sad. Because I know people, and this is probably me being a little more too deep into this, is I know people that do that. They want to be loved so badly and to be in a relationship so badly that they fake who they are to be accepted, not for who they are, but who they pretend to be. And I really do feel that the biggest monster in this movie, besides Bear or even Nikki obsession, is the Wish. The Wish is the monster. The Wish created all of this. The Wish is what made this happen. This is not a monster movie. This is not a possession movie. This is a movie of faking love and manipulating and forcing people to do something against their will. It just shows you that when things are forced, it never ends well. You can't control people. You can't fake genuine love. You can't fake genuine friendship. And this movie just shows you how, yes, his little desire or this big desire made him to take the step of manipulating her love and her affection towards him, and it just becomes this crazy roller coaster of just distorted relationship. I don't even know. Last thing I will say, when she said, I made lunch for you, and he goes into the music shop and he starts eating his lunch, I already knew something was up with that lunch. Something was up. And then when he starts reading the letter that she wrote for him, and it says about the cat and all that stuff, I already knew, oh my gosh. My friend Tanner was sitting next to me, and I look at him and I was like, bro, he's like, what? I was like, bro, the cat. He's like, what about it? I was like, bro, he's eating the cat. And then you realize he was eating his freaking dead cat, the cat he loved. And I think the love that he has for the cat was much deeper than the false love he had for Nikki. Bro, I guess the symbolism and even just the imagery in this movie is incredible. Alright, I'm gonna end this video here because honestly I'm just rambling now and I'm just kind of venting and just talking about this with y'all. Let me know what you think this movie, or the symbolism that you caught in this movie. What is your favorite scene in this movie too? Because it's a wild movie. I'm not gonna lie. It's a wild movie. It's a lot. I think some people cannot handle this movie because it could be very triggering. But it's a beautifully done movie, and it's probably one of the best movies of the year. Not even a horror movie, but still one of the best movies of the year. Just love you guys. God bless. I hope to see you guys in another video. Stay awesome. Stay spooky. Make smart decisions. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.